it's just amazing how much good and goodwill and positive has come out of what was kind of a tragic story.
Now on Boston 25 tonight, tributes to Travis Roy.
He was a great role model for so many people.
Sadness across New England over the loss of the beloved Boston University hockey player.
For what was a really tough beginning, I don't know that we could have made it any better.
Maybe Travis Roy gave an inspirational speech at your high school or college, or maybe you were simply awed by his bravery in the face of a terrible tragedy. Tonight, New England is remembering the BU Terrier who was paralyzed just 11 seconds into his first shift of college hockey. Let's bring in Boston 25 Sports Director Tom Leyden now. And Tom, you and I both met Travis. His work to help others with spinal cord injuries over the last 25 years, truly amazing.
You said it well. You're going to hear from his former coach, Jack Parker, shortly. And Coach told me in the early days after his injury, Travis was down because he thought he'd never love anything as much as he loved hockey. And a quarter century later, it's safe to say he fell in love with helping and inspiring people.
25 years ago this month, Travis Roy's life changed in a heartbeat. His first shift on the ice as a college hockey player, he hustled to the corner, extended his body, reached for the puck, flew headfirst into the boards. The impact left him paralyzed and changed everything instantly. Travis Roy, in the quarter century that followed, became one of the most influential leaders in the fight to find a cure for spinal cord injuries. At just 45 years old, he leaves this earth, but not without making an impact on scores of people, many of whom he met. Others he impacted through the millions of dollars he was able to raise. His annual wiffle ball tournament was a staple in the Boston sports scene. His encouraging and motivational speeches, a treat to listen to.
And eventually I realized that there was no difference between the star athlete, hockey player Travis and the Travis you see right here before you today.
And the impact he had on those closest to him, that's tough to quantify.
Well, because he could have just walked away from everything and left it all alone, stayed in that wheelchair and just, felt bad for himself. And yet he just found another way to live his life and do it in such a positive way. He was such a motivator, such somebody that when you left spending time with Travis, you felt good about yourself. He made you feel better.
A Boston University legend, but more than that, an American treasure who will be celebrated for years to come.
Tonight, the legendary Jack Parker, who played or coached at BU for 47 years, spent some time with me on the phone. I asked Coach what he said to Travis's teammates in the locker room on the night that Travis was paralyzed. Turns out he referenced the book The Road Less Traveled and its opening line, "Life is difficult."
Travis's life and Travis's family's life has just got unbelievably difficult, and we've all got to be there for him. And I said that, believing it, but not knowing how unbelievably true it was going to be, how difficult it was going to be for Travis and how difficult it was going to be for his family. I had no idea. And nobody has any idea except people that are in that situation. What he did with his life after that is absolutely amazing, and how many people he helped, went out of his way to be nice to, and always had time for people. And of course, his foundation helped so many people that were in the same situation he was in.
Parker also said if Travis was a 20-year NHL player, he couldn't have accomplished any more or done more for people than he did in 25 years in a wheelchair. He'll be sorely missed and fondly remembered, Doc.
Yeah, it certainly will be. And I go back to our time together with him at that Wiffle Ball Challenge. The event we went to that year was over at BU, if you recall. And I just remember his speech before the event. You could hear a pin drop. It was a gorgeous day. Everybody was playing, and he was going from game to game. And when I thought back over it, I thought nobody cared who won or lost. It was just an awesome day to support an awesome cause, and as you can see here, an awesome individual.
Gets emotional about it, and it's understandable when you consider how many people he has influenced in such a positive way.
Oh, it's just tremendous, and may he rest in peace. Tom, thanks.
Tom's story has me in tears crying over here. What a legacy. Tom, thank you, and Ak too.